Steady working as usual. There's more buzz where Overdose is concerned now. It's not just trying to be Jimmy October. I don't think it makes too much sense just trying to go out as somebody that doesn't have a bigger brand behind them. So that's exactly what Overdose is, and that's what the focus is right now. So it's called the Overdose Music Group. There's rappers like Janaj. We have one alternative R&B artist, Nathan Maslin, Sarcastic Ambassador, Kiddo D, Ghostman, myself, Nick Soul, and a producer by the name of Noah. So it's more or less, it's not just about music. I do believe that it's just about music. Even if you're doing music, I think it's more about culture, and that is what Overdose is for us now. I'm not gonna totally say it's creating a new culture, because it's not something that we're not familiar with, but then again, you're also always sort of recreating culture. So whatever, if you have a movement and you do music and you do a certain type of music, you have a certain type of people in the crew, then to me that in itself is culture. Whether it's coming from, it doesn't matter where it's coming from in my book. I think it's more me trying to find different ways to express myself, and poetry is a way of doing that. Singing is a way of doing that. Rapping is a way of doing that. So now my aim now, because there is a overdose, now I can actually give full now. You could totally give everything now. So there's Jimmy October, the songwriter. There's the guy that wants to write music for people besides himself, because he wants to tell stories in that way too. And he's probably just not the right guy to the right artist to paint that picture, but he can write it now. So that it's just like poetry. So you find that now I'll be more or less revealing different parts of who I am at different times. So the first step really was the poetry step, because that technically introduced Jimmy October to everybody. As a poet, I am, the TTRN Free Speech Project. I performed at the Live concert, Marshall Monday, 2015 and 2014.
And you actually open it?
Yeah, I opened this year, and I performed the introduction to The Happiest Man Alive in 2014. I mean, that I don't think there's anything that could really sum up to that at this point in time. That's probably the biggest thing I've ever done in my life.
Marshall, know you're rapping now?
Yeah, he know I was rapping before I was doing poetry too.
Oh.
So yeah, we spoke about music as well, even spoke about songwriting as well, even soca music. There's so many different sides to me that I think is always gonna seem as a surprise, because people think I now start rapping, and I've been rapping before I was writing poetry. But it's just that it came after, so it's like, wow, okay, he does rap too. So when if I sing now, it's gonna be like, I had no idea that you sing. So it's different, and being able to write songs for different people, to be able to give themselves to a song that you wrote, that's a whole other thing as well. Not everybody could do that. Some people could just write music for themselves. So that's something else that means a lot to me. Being an artist and being somebody that is deep and passionate about something, I don't really think my soul real old now, so I can't say. I think I'm like a older soul in a young body. That's how I always think of myself. So there is a lot to talk about. My dream is not, like, people would think my dream is to be a rapper and sell records and do music videos that look dope and just that. It's not that. is more. That's why it became easier when there is a team. It's easier when you have like Nathan that you could go to, you wanna get something done, Gina, you could. It's easier when you have something bigger than yourself. We not important. It's not, in my mind. Jimmy October is like he's least important or less important than Overdose. Overdose is the bigger purpose, and so I want to be able to take what Overdose is and turn it into a brand that never dies. It's sort of like Adidas and Nike or whatever. That's why there's a Jimmy October. I just think you give everything that you have. You need to you talk to God. You talk to God all the time about whatever you want to do, wherever you think you need to be. You need to find out where you need to be firstly, before you start chasing something that you don't have any idea about. I mean, so it's more or less about just hard work and putting the time in for me.
If you were to say Jimmy October is who you say he is?
A futurist. Okay, for instance, it's not easy to pull 7 or 8 people together and form one thing with a bunch of different personalities and a bunch of different emotions and no budget. It's like Overdose is thinking as if you have a record label before you even have funding to have a record label, or before you even have enough resources to take care of that. So it's kind of me moving, or me and Nick and everybody else going like to the future. It's like you're going to you think you're there already because you know where you want to be. So I think that's how I would define it, because like I say, for me, culture. Like I asked if anybody ever did an interview in a t-shirt, because things like that it's a part of hip hop culture. Yes, you would see a rapper wearing a shirt at times. There are times for that, but at some points when you want to make a statement and you want people to know, alright, cool, this is what you represent, you have to actually show it off, and you have to show it up and actually mean something. So it's a bunch of different. It's like you would find me, I would always promote different things. I mean, so if I want to promote what I'm wearing at the time, shout out to Fashionably Late, I would make that clear. I mean, I like to cut my pants, I would make that clear. And I would wear cutter pants to an event that I don't need to wear cutter pants to, just to make a statement. Best time, I don't think I there yet. Worst time. What's the worst time Jimmy October has ever had, man? Having, I don't know. I don't think I'm kind of a guy that I just kind of move with everything and kind of try to see the best in it. So it's kind of hard to. I've never sat and thought about what's the worst time, and even for LaShawn. So far more for like an artist thinking about studio or whatever, things like that. I don't really have a worst time. I grew up in Sangre Grande. I'm still living there. More or less, I have one brother. I live with my brother and my mother at this point in time. My father passed away like 2 years ago. Childhood was my childhood is the exact reason why I am who I am at this point in time. It wasn't hard. I wouldn't say it was hard. It was my mother played a particular part in even if things hard, not making you totally feel it hard at that point in time. I mean, and I feel like that's what a real mother is supposed to do. So and not all mothers are like that. So I'm very grateful for that. I would have most of my values though, and the things that I see as important are more or less because of my mother. Even though I know my father. We didn't live together, but I knew him. My mother was married at a point in time as well, and that was cool. But
You had a relationship with them, or?
yeah, I did. Um, I had a relationship with him, but more or less, in my mind somewhere, there's always that thought of you being responsible and having to be responsible for yourself. Yeah, man, yeah, boy, and I think or even when I was a boy at that point in time, I still feel like I always knew that you are responsible for yourself, and a man has a particular role to play where life is concerned. And so even having a relationship with a father figure also is probably something that I add value to. But if if there's a point where it gets hard, too much is not subtracted from who I am. The biggest breakthrough for the brand would be Marshall Monday. But at this point in time right now, I feel like everybody just wants to see where the story goes. So right now is the best time for me, and I believe as it goes forward, whatever right now is, if I am doing an interview next year, I supposed to be able to say that right now is the best time, because it's supposed to just get better and better. So at this point in time, it's all up to me and the work that I put in and the work that my team put in to create something, because it's not something that's been created here before as far as I could see. So we are responsible for creating that. So right now is great for me. The biggest lesson that I've learned will probably not be something that's music related. And it's probably cliche again, and it's something that I say too much, but what you put in is what you get. I mean, so it have like people younger than me who rapping and want to rap, and they think that what we doing is great, and it's the first time that they get to see that, and they ask, how does this happen, or how can I be a part of OD, or how can I create it? Create it for yourself, put in the work, and that is exactly what you're gonna get out of it now. Exactly what I gain out of it, exactly what Nash gain out of it. It's like the same thing any soca artist, Marshall Montano, Bunji Garlin will probably say. They've been working for years, and they are seeing, they are reaping the rewards at this point in time. There are probably things that in life that you look back and you have an opinion on it, but I don't think having an opinion on a mistake or an opinion on something is not a regret. People spend so much time on regrets that you don't move forward. I don't have time for that. Losing people. That's as simple as I could. Yeah. I've always been afraid of that, and I'll always be afraid of it. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's death, if it's losing a friendship because of something, the ending of a relationship. It doesn't really matter what it is. I have a mindset that blocks it out because I know that I'm afraid of it. You are inspired by people. Yeah, you're inspired by people that you think are great human beings. Your mother, grandmother, somebody that you admire. Bob Marley, Kanye West, Marshall Montano. I am honestly even inspired by people in my team. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because everybody kind of looks at Jimmy October and sometimes focus on that alone and don't realize that if it's not for everybody else in the team, there's not gonna be something else to look at now. Because that's exactly where it has come from. Knowing that you can, for me at this point in time, knowing that people looking at me and they want to know what's next and they're so interested, I am at a point where I can't really I can't be uninspired. So you look around and you find any little thing that you think can create something for you. So it's like that. If as simple as like Sark might do our artwork and I'm like, alright, cool. You try to find something in it, and I might find something that he could have done better, you know. And that in itself is, if he didn't do what he did the first time, that in itself inspired me to think of something else. So it's like that simple for me now. Well, now it's not the same thing now, because I could actually say this year, because this year was bigger for me. Being opening the show, the fact that I did it, I did it before and I get the opportunity to do it again means that I am doing something right. So that would be it. Marshall Monday 2015.